The portal buzzed and shimmered with blue light, floating like a tear in the fabric of space. It wasn't supposed to open yet, not for another 5 hours, and definitely not in the middle of a war zone. Inside Outpost Terra 9, alarms had just stopped ringing. Smoke lingered in the corridors. Human soldiers were recovering from the last alien attack, barely. Private Ethan Ward, a tired and recently reassigned human soldier, was the only one on guard duty that hour. His arm was bandaged, and his mood was worse. He didn't expect anything interesting to happen tonight. He was wrong. The portal activates. Ethan looked up from his console when the portal's core suddenly glowed bright. "What the hell?" he muttered. The sensors lit up, inbound transfer signal. He stepped back, hand on his blaster. No one had reported incoming traffic. Then it happened, a burst of blue energy, and something, or someone, was pushed through. Thud's he. Girl appears. She landed hard on her knees, right on the glowing metal platform. Her body was shaking. Her skin glistened with sweat. Her silver hair was tangled. Her face was flushed, and she was completely naked. Ethan blinked. His brain stopped working for a second. She gasped, looking around wildly, then locked eyes with him. She didn't scream. She didn't run. She just whispered, trembling, Where am I?" A strange silence. Ethan tossed his jacket at her, trying not to stare. "You're at a human outpost," he said, voice low. "But you shouldn't be here." She wrapped the jacket tightly around herself. "The portal. It pulled my clothes off. I didn't know." "It's okay," he said quickly. "Just tell me who you are." She hesitated. "My name is Lyria. I wasn't supposed to land here. I was escaping something." "What's after her?" Ethan moved closer. Her body was shaking. He noticed something strange, light scars on her wrists and back. Faint, but real. Not war wounds, not fresh. Test scars, like someone had been experimenting on her. "Who's chasing you?" Lyria's eyes filled with tears. "Not who. What?" She looked toward the portal, which now pulsed again, unstable. "It followed me, through the gate." Ethan stepped back and grabbed his weapon. "What followed you?" She stood slowly, his jacket barely covering her. "Something that doesn't want me to exist." And the lights began to flicker. The thing that follows. The portal behind her flickered, violently. Blue sparks danced around its edges. Ethan Ward raised his blaster, heart pounding. "Lyria, if something's coming through that portal, you better tell me now." She looked back at the shimmering gate, her face pale. "It's not a soldier. It's not even alive." "Then what is it?" "A collector. It hunts things that escape." The alarm returns. The outpost lights flickered again, then fully shut off for 3 seconds. Emergency red glow kicked in. "Power disruption detected," the AI warned. Ethan cursed under his breath. "Why is it after you?" he asked, stepping between her and the portal. "Because I'm not supposed to leave my world." She stepped closer, voice shaking. "They kept me in a lab. I escaped through that gate, but it..." The portal surged again, and something stepped halfway through. First contact with the hunter. It didn't look like a person or a robot. It looked like a shadow wearing armor, shifting, flickering, scanning the room. No face, no voice, just long claws, and one red eye that locked straight on Lyria. "Target confirmed," it said in a cold, machine voice. Ethan fired first. His shots bounced off. The hunter didn't even flinch. "The run," Ethan yelled. He grabbed Lyria's hand and pulled her through the hallway. Behind them, the metal wall split open with a scream. The hunter was coming. Lyria struggled to keep up. She was barefoot and barely covered. "You're hurt," she cried. "So are you. Keep going." They dove into the weapons storage bay. The doors slammed shut behind them. A choice. Ethan turned to her, breathing hard. "You said it hunts escapees. You're not just some alien girl, are you?" She looked down, ashamed. "They made me to test portal travel. I'm not supposed to be free." "You're not property," Ethan said firmly. "You're alive." She looked at him in surprise. "You really believe that?" He loaded a pulse grenade. I believe no one deserves to be hunted naked through another galaxy. Lockdown. The storage bay was dark and quiet, just red light blinking from emergency panels. Ethan moved fast, grabbing EMP rounds, sensor disruptors, and a spare combat vest. He tossed it to Lariah. Put this on, it's not much, but it's better than nothing. She hesitated, then slipped the vest over herself. It hung loose, but it covered her. Sort of. You're helping me, she said softly. Even though you don't know what I am. Ethan loaded a charge into his rifle. You're someone running from something that wants to erase you, that's enough. The hunter's game. Suddenly, the outpost's voice echoed through the room. Warning, unauthorized presence detected in central hallways, engaging lockdown. Ethan looked at the nearest monitor. It showed the hunter moving fast, scanning everything, but it didn't walk like a machine. It flowed, almost like it wasn't fully in this reality. How do we stop it? He asked. You don't, Lariah said. You trap it. A risky plan. She pointed to the back panel of the bay. That tunnel leads to the portal room. I can override the field, force a collapse. What happens then? If it's inside when the field breaks, it'll be destroyed. Or stuck forever. Ethan stared at her. And you? She smiled faintly. I just need you to get me there. The Hall of Shadows, they exited the bay. The halls were covered in smoke and sparks. The hunter had disabled turrets and melted doors. But it hadn't found them yet. They moved in silence, step by step, until Ethan stopped. Hold up. He raised a hand. Something was crawling along the ceiling above them. The hunter had doubled back. Ethan pulled Lariah into a supply alcove just as the hunter dropped. It sniffed the air, then kept moving forward. They barely breathed. Almost, minutes later, they reached the portal room. The gate still pulsed, but weaker now. Lariah placed her hand on the console. Her skin glowed faintly. It knows I'm here, she whispered. Do it. Now. The gate roared as she began override commands in her language, an alien mix of sound and light. Behind them, the hallway door exploded. The hunter stepped through. The collapse. The hunter stood in the doorway, its red eye fixed on Lariah. She didn't stop working the portal console. Her hands moved fast over the glowing symbols. Ethan stepped in front of her. You want her? You'll have to go through me. The hunter didn't answer. It raised its arm. A weapon formed from shifting black metal. Ethan didn't wait. He fired. 3 quick shots, all missed. Or rather, the hunter moved too fast. One last stand. The hunter lunged. Ethan dodged, grabbing a heavy pipe from the ground and smashed it against the creature's chest. It made a sharp, metallic screech, but barely. Stumbled. Lariah cried out, Just a few more seconds, keep it distracted. Yeah, no pressure, Ethan shouted, diving behind a crate. The hunter's blade arm stabbed through it, inches from his head. The truth comes out. Lariah screamed as her hands glowed brighter, her voice chanting something strange and ancient. Ethan rolled, hit the emergency button, and dropped a gravity charge between them and the hunter. Boom! The shockwave pushed the hunter back, but didn't destroy it. Why won't it die? Ethan yelled. Lariah finally finished her override. Because it's part of the portal. It was made from it, that's why only I can stop it. What does that mean? She looked at him, her voice cracking. Because I'm made from it too. Her origin. Ethan froze. You're not just someone who escaped the lab. She nodded slowly. I was the first successful being born from the portal's energy. I wasn't born, I was assembled. You're a portal child? I wasn't supposed to think or feel, but I do. That's why they locked me away. The portal glowed dangerously bright now, pulsing. If I destroy the hunter, she whispered, I destroy what made me too. Ethan's choice. The hunter recovered, stepping forward again. Ethan looked between the console and Lariah. There has to be another way. There isn't, she said, eyes glowing. This is the only time I can stop it, for good. But I choose to. She stepped toward the portal, light rising from her skin like a flame. Thank you for treating me like a person. And then she vanished into the portal glow. The silence. The portal exploded in a flash of white-blue light. Ethan hit the ground hard. The air sizzled. The walls shook. Then, silence. No alarms, no footsteps, no red glow, no hunter, just silence. Gone. Ethan slowly stood up. The portal was dark, now dead. The control panel was cracked. The glowing alien runes, gone. Lariah was gone too. He walked forward. Ash floated in the air. The floor was scorched where she'd stood. All that remained was the combat vest he had given her, torn and burned. Ethan clenched his fists. She didn't deserve this. She had risked everything, just for a chance at freedom. And now, it seemed, she had given up everything to stop the thing that hunted her. Aftermath. Hours later, Human Command arrived at the outpost. Drones, soldiers, medics, they all surrounded Ethan. He gave his report. Alien girl, portal anomaly, unknown threat neutralized. He didn't mention her. Didn't tell them what she really was. Some things weren't for reports. A message? Days passed. Ethan was transferred off-world, back to duty, back to the same stars. But one night, as he stood looking out the station window, a small light flickered across the stars. Then another, like a blinking code. He narrowed his eyes. It was the same rhythm Lariah used on the console. 3 short, 2 long, 1 short, a signal. Not gone. After all, Ethan rushed to the comm station. He entered a manual beacon frequency and aligned it with the blinking light. The computer responded. Unknown transmission source. Energy pattern matches. Portal trace, anomaly. He smiled. You stubborn, beautiful alien. She was alive. Somehow, somewhere, she had survived. The signal repeated. Faint, but real. Ethan Ward didn't tell anyone. No command officers, no engineers. He kept it secret, like she had been. She saved the galaxy from something no one understands, he whispered. Now I'm going to save her, unauthorized. Journey. Ethan used an old scout ship, small, fast, mostly ignored by fleet traffic. He plotted the signal's pattern. It wasn't random. It followed gravitational paths, like it was riding on distortions in space. He followed the trail through a dark nebula where ships rarely flew. Every few hours, the light would pulse again. A soft hum echoed in his ship's systems each time, almost like a voice. Lyria. He felt crazy talking to stars, but he kept flying. The dead gate. He reached a forgotten station orbiting a collapsed wormhole, Station Aegis X5. It had been shut down for decades, but when Ethan docked, one light blinked on. Blue, alien, familiar. He stepped into the control bay. The screens lit up, not in human language, but hers. Lyria. Then, a voice. Soft, mechanical, but emotional. Ethan, I'm sorry I disappeared. His breath caught, the truth revealed. Her image flickered on the screen, faint, ghost-like, but her face. I didn't die. The collapse split my form across 2 dimensions. I've been trying to reform ever since. How are you talking to me now? He asked. Because I held on to something when I vanished. She smiled. You. Decision. Time. Ethan stared at the interface. It was an alien core, barely stable. Can I bring you back? Maybe. But if you try, the gate might pull you in too. He didn't hesitate. Then we go together. Ethan stood before the alien control core. The walls of Station Aegis X5 vibrated with low hums. Lights danced like memories in motion. On the screen, Laria's soft, glowing face flickered, barely stable, like she was trapped between worlds. "If you cross over, Ethan, you may not return." "Then I'll stay where you are," he replied without fear. The final link, he inserted the neural bridge chip into the interface. The station's energy surged. "Initializing fusion sync," the voice said. "Warning, unknown biological integration imminent." The chamber lit up. A portal, not like before. A smaller, swirling tear in space opened in front of him. He stepped inside. Nowhere. And everywhere. The moment Ethan entered, he felt nothing. No ground. No time. No air. Just her voice in his mind. "You came. You really came for me." Suddenly, hands touched his chest. Warm, gentle, familiar. She appeared. Her body was glowing, whole again. Her silver hair flowed like silk in zero gravity. She was real. Alive. The choice. "We don't belong in your world anymore," Laria said. "But there's a place between." "As long as it's with you," Ethan whispered, holding her close. They turned. The light around them shifted, a new gateway formed. Not human, not alien, but theirs. They stepped through together. Epilogue. A new signal. Months later, back in known space, explorers detected an unexplained beacon deep in the outer rim. The signal was simple. "We are safe. We are free. We remember Earth. And we are watching the stars together." Some called it a hoax. Others believed it was the start of something new. But one thing was sure. The human and the alien girl were never forgotten.